0, 1.
Alright, so I figured I'd start taking the lights out and work my way across here. And I'm seeing, man, somebody royally shit the bed. Bad. So there's 3 layers of self-lapping material on here. Just slide this right under there and just peel it up. Alright? So that wasn't doing anything. And so 2 more different layers of self-lapping on top of the already existing. Wow. Unbelievable. And then there's this. Got all the lights taken out, and I'm happy to say that these got LEDs in them, so I don't even have to worry about switching those over. And so I've just been picking away at this self-lapping compound, and it does have some kind of a glue underneath here, so that's kind of been a challenge. So I just kind of been doing one side here, and then I'll do the back side after I get this peeled up. Alright, well, once I get this popped off, I can take all the staples out and get this front piece off and continue on. That was fun. Not really. But I got the skin off the front, and I got most of the glue and crap cleaned off of it. So it looks like this corner got the worst of it. So I'm gonna have to replace some boards and see how this works. Because this looks like a 2x4 here, but that's a 2x2, so I'm not sure what kind of a kind of an angle I'm gonna have to cut on that. But that's the worst of it. Just about finished with the outside of this thing. It's a little unlevel there, right through there. So yeah, I might as well while I'm doing this, but I need to get in there and pop that window out, and I'm not really too sure about the strength of underneath it here. So I'm going to sheet it with a new sheet and support it with the jacks, and then that way I can get in there and pop that window out, and then I can also pop the floor out inside too while I'm at it. All right, sweet. Across the bottom here, and then underneath I label all these. The way I can remember how to put this together, I'm going to take these out, and then there's the floor to the inside of the camper, and I'm going to rip that out next. Once I get these pieces of insulation out, I'll rip that out, and then we can start putting this thing back together a little bit at a time. Okay, well, I got all the insulation mostly out. I only had one casualty, this big piece here. Luckily, this stuff that I use for the shop right there is the same thickness, darn near, as that is. So worst case scenario, I could always reuse some of that. So the purpose of getting that insulation out of here was so that I could do this. As you can see, now we're looking up at the inside of the camper. So I got that rotten floor out of here. That was really easy to do. Just took the multi-tool and went right across this seam here. That way I've got a lip to set my next piece of wood on. This gives me a nice clean edge to set it on there on both sides. So I've got to get this piece out, and then I got to peel that insulation and cut the rest of that wood out back there, and then should be good to go, because that goes all the way back to there. But not too shabby. I don't think I'm going to mess with this too much. These are in great shape. There's no mold or anything in there at all, and so I think I'm just going to leave those alone. That's where the counters are, or the little dresser thingy for your bed. But they look fantastic. They are solid and not wet at all, so I may just leave them and just redo this main piece here. When I get a little further along, I'll look up inside there and see what we got. Hey guys, another day in the shop, and today's episode of Mike, what the hell were you thinking? We're back on the camper again. I got most of this front end tore apart. So we're gonna start figuring out how to put this thing back together. So the only thing holding this 2x2 in is these staples here and these staples here, and I've got to remove this because it's obviously rotten. And so in order to maintain the integrity of this board right here, I'm going to take this handy dandy piece of 2x2 I have laying around from my fence project. I'm going to cut it, and then we're going to screw it together like that. That way it'll hold this 2x2 into place where my thumb is. While I deconstruct all that, this will stay in place and not, I don't want to fuck that side up because I don't want to create any more work than I have to. Okay, so we had an interesting development happen. I found the actual leak. I thought that up there was the leak, but when in fact I was peeling this back to investigate inside here, and I found that the window was leaking, and all that mold is still there and it's still soaked. So I'm pretty sure the window was the culprit, and the all the screws that were holding it together were all stripped out. So somebody was in there screwing around with it, but that would make sense why nothing up above is wet and it's all down here. So so with that being said, I took the window out, obviously, and so what we're gonna do is remove the rest of it, which I'll go up and show you. I got the gutter removed, and this the roofing material goes over, it overlaps it, so there's staples to hold that in place. So I'm almost halfway done with that, and then there's also staples that hold the siding on too. So I'm in the process of just working my way down. I got to cut the wires to that light. I'm hoping that I can go to about where the jack is and peel this back, and then I can replace the wood beneath it and get all that mold out of there. And of course I'm going to reseal the window. That shouldn't be a big deal because whoever did it did a really shitty job. They must have been camping when they did it. So update time. Okay, so I definitely established that the window was definitely leaking for sure. That's what caused all this problem. Anyhow, so as you can see, I got it all peeled apart. Got all the bad shit out of there. Let this stuff dry out because it was still a little damp. And got the inside here all took apart. And so tomorrow, hoping I can start hanging some sheets in here and start the process of putting this thing back together again. I got a lot of prep work still to do. I got a gajillion staples to take out.